Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to another video in this series about our adventures renovating our soon-to-be magical tiny home after we decided to end the chapter of traveling full-time that we did for over a year. So now winter has come to the mountains, and that means it's just a matter of time before the lowlands and the valley where we are will soon see snow too. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for embracing this series. I know it's not the kind of videos that I normally make, and I love sharing this journey with you, and I'm so glad you're enjoying it. So I want to thank each and every single one of you that has left such kind and supportive comments. It has really meant the world. Thank you. And so, if you watched last week's video, you know it was full of ups and downs and catastrophes that turned into blessings in disguise. This week, we're back to finding our momentum again, and the exciting news is that our new little wood stove just arrived in the mail, amidst the other 100 projects we've got going on to get this done, but it still means that every day we're one step closer to having our little home.
Okay guys, are we ready to go out for the day? All right, Bubba's in. And do we have a good breakfast? Leo? All right. You ready, Bubba? Kitty's out for the day. Okay, good to go. How's it going?
Oh, good. Just kind of coffee.
All right, we're officially back in business. Oh, that's happening. Noel's working up on the roof. Hi, Noel.
Hello.
We've decided we're going to take a two-step approach. One person is going to be focusing on all of the things that need to happen on the outside. I don't know if you can hear me. Hey Noel, could you hold on for just 1 sec?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to be working on the inside to get it so that we can move in a week. That is our goal. We're going to be working all day, every day.
Fortunately, we have good weather coming.
Yeah, we've got a stint of about a week of really, really good kind of warmish weather, which makes all the difference in the world. Yesterday, it was like in the 40s and it was so much harder. Just your whole body kind of like seizes up, and so we've got some really good weather. Speaking of that good weather, in order for the paint to be able to properly cure, it's recommended that you do so in temperatures with 50 degrees and above or something like that. And this week is going to be one of the last weeks where it's going to be above 50 degrees consistently. So we have this little window where we can get a lot of the internal stuff done, but we have to get our precious little stove in. We have to build some boxes for insulation for the wheel wells. There's all these like little projects that we have to do before we can finish painting that have to get done today. So Noel's gonna be working on the outside, I'm gonna be working on the inside. We're feeling really optimistic because once again, as life would have it, rather than it being a complete disaster, ended up coming with a very good silver lining that helped expose certain things that we didn't know that we needed to address, and also clarified some aspects for us that would have been a disaster had we proceeded with our previous plans, specifically in relationship to drilling or to cutting into the ceiling to insert the wood stove pipes. Or
the flue.
The other piece for me that I'm really, really grateful for right now is thinking that had we not had this random storm come out of nowhere, we would have already have moved in here. And I cannot imagine what it would have been like to have already moved in here and then be like, you have to tear the ceiling out and you have to address this huge issue with the roof. Like that would have been an incredible nightmare. I don't know what would have gotten ruined. We would have had to move all of our stuff out again. So the fact that it's happening on the front end again before we move in is just the most incredible blessing. And it is hard. It's really hard on my nervous system to keep dealing with these things that feel just like, because you don't know what's going on, feel like, oh my God, you feel like your world's collapsing. But on the other side of things, there just seems to be this consistent trend of some things looking out for us and is like, okay, address this before it's even harder to deal with. So anyway, really grateful for that. And once again, incredibly grateful to my best friend Hannah, who is our new neighbor and who couldn't have been more supportive throughout this process, not just with letting us use her space, you know, like we make our meals in her little space and we spend a lot of time, you know, together, but also just like moral support and so many other things. Like yesterday, she knew that it was a hard day and she was doing a bunch of errands and she got us like these like little treats. I think just more and more this whole experience, because we've been so held by so many people, like yes, we're doing a lot of the work ourselves, but we've also had so much mental, emotional support from people and community, and it's just showing me, it's just a very visceral experience of like how we're not supposed to do things like this alone, and how sad it is that modern culture has just created so much separation and lack of community. It's made a world of a difference. We would not be where we are now without the help of a lot of people. The degrees of help that we've had in terms of people lending us tools, having access to tools that we didn't buy, mental, emotional, and even financial support to a certain degree. And I think that's like just another disclaimer that I wanted to say on here is, if you're thinking about doing something like this, I also just want to be clear, if you're thinking about just like buying a piece of land and going out there and doing something like this, it's a lot unless you've got a really strong support team behind you. So anyway, okay, I'm gonna stop talking and get to work. Really gotta get moving. So grateful it's warmer today. Okay, bye. Okay, first things first, gotta get these oldies going. Okay, so the first project that I'm going to be working on is to build an insulation box around this wheel well, but I also have to take into account that our precious tiny little wood stove is going to be going somewhere around here, and so I just have to make sure that the dimensions of the box match the dimensions of this heat shield from Cubic Mini. I just need to make sure that that all lines up, and then I'm building a box. Hi, Noel.
Hello. Coming down.
Noel and I ended up deciding to work on this together because we realized it required us to get clear about our vision and plan for more than just this insulation box, because this was going to be the first install and it would affect the entire inner layout and design of our living space. And because it's such a small space, that meant that how we build the box would affect some of our other plans, including clothing storage and other living space layout things. So before we even started, we spent a lot of time talking about ideas and plans related to functionality, what we would need to store, how we wanted to store things, the designs that we might want, and spacing.
The other thing that feels important to this story is just to share that Noel and I have super minimal experience with using these tools and these kinds of skills. So, for example, I'm just about to use a handsaw and I'm nervous about it because I don't, I've like cut like a few things, but not much. So that's part of it. And I kind of love that. So you're just going to be holding it.
Yep. All right.
I have protection on. Don't we want to cut it a little bit longer?
Yes. Yeah.
So like there?
Yeah.
Wait.
That
Just goes up automatically?
Yep. So the blade is on the wood, so it'll start cutting as soon as you. That's the laser level. I think it's.
Oh, look. Holy shit.
A little too far. Right there.
There?
Yep. Perfect. That's.
Really?
Have a good day at work.
I just used a hand set. I'm terrified.
Going the wrong way.
Oh, I am?
So we have to put the board under this guy in front of it. So there's going to be some board.
Okay, well, I'm dressed and getting ready to go out and do some work in the caravan. My plan today is to do a lot of painting. Can I put you on a tripod? It's so much easier. Yeah, so I'm on my own today. Noel got some work with a friend, which is a much appreciated financial boost at the moment because this whole project has cost us way more than we were anticipating, I'll just say. So some of the bigger projects I have to wait because Noel and I have actually found that we work really well together when there's two eyes on one project, because we have such different ways of thinking that we tend to come up with like the best solutions that we both feel really confident about. And while we're both totally capable of working on our own on you know, kind of the bigger projects, we actually prefer to work together. So I'm just gonna have a low-key day of painting, but I had to wait until it's 50 degrees outside because the paint doesn't set correctly unless it's warm enough. Although I am a little bit worried that even though it says it's 50 degrees outside, that it might be a little bit cooler in the caravan. It was really nice to just have a morning to myself and a morning that was kind of a slower pace. This has been a very profoundly deep, emotional, and I almost want to say spiritual experience for me of, I'm gonna cry, but like building a home. It might just be a little tiny home, it might just be a caravan, but it feels like this very deep journey for me of, there's a fly in here, he's very busy. Okay, I put the fly outside. It feels like this deep process of affirming that I can take care of myself. And oh, there's so much. There's so many different layers and levels to it. But I'm profoundly grateful for this experience
I'm gonna go do some painting in there. We have to get as much painting done as possible because it might get cold for a while, and anyway, we just really have to take advantage of this. So, and I just feel like painting is like such a soothing thing that rather than jumping into any really big cutting and rebuilding and whatever, that just painting will feel nice and low-key. But yeah, let's go do some painting. Wow, it's such a beautiful day. It's so warm. Oh, and the clouds are doing the most amazing thing. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. Very wispy. Oh, the little camper. She's so cute. Always carrying my massive camera stuff and tripod, and oh, it's a mess. Oh, we should clean this up today. Okay. It's actually quite warm in here. This is really good. This gives me confidence that the paint will stick well. It's possibly because there's sunlight coming in from the holes in the roof. Okay, so we've been keeping the paint in one of the buildings that's on the property because the paint can't freeze. So I have to go get that. But I also need something so that I can wipe everything down because we've been doing sanding in here, and the surfaces that I paint have to be really, really clean. So I have to get a bucket of water, the paint itself, the brushes. It's kind of a lot to do. Okay, let's get going. Is the thing I do, we've done every single day, which is to play oldies music while I work because it's just so fun and lighthearted. Okay, where to start? Watching Hannah's most recent video, and it is giving me confidence. This is one of the reasons I love YouTube. The women and the other creators that are on YouTube, just so inspiring and so encouraging and supportive. Okay, I don't know how this took as long as it did. I'm so humbled. I'm also kind of frustrated because I discovered, by the way, do not mind the situation. I just discovered that using the little one is a million times easier for getting in all of these annoying cracks. And of course I discovered that like as I was finishing. I'm gonna go take a break and eat something because my blood sugar is very low. I have no idea if we have any food. The other thing is I'm a little bit worried. These clouds, like look what it looks like outside. That is not good. And the reason it's not good is because we still have these holes in the ceiling and the roof. I mean, when I look at the weather, it doesn't say it's supposed to rain or anything, but still nerve-wracking. Okay, I'm gonna go eat, snuggle with my cats, and then I will come back out and start. I think I'm gonna start on the kitchen, getting the first layer of paint on that. Okay, I have had some lunch that was very, very much needed, and I'm back. Noel's back working on the roof, and I'm gonna put a second coat on here and over there and just keep going. I've got Love Actually on, and it hasn't really cleared up weather-wise. Definitely still kind of overwhelming, but we're hopeful. I can't handle having a dirty workspace, so we organized everything that previously was just like spread all over the place over here, so everything has its place. And then we kind of organized the wood as well, and we also made sure to go through all of the wood and make sure all of the screws and the finishing nails are out of the wood, so we can just, when we're doing a project, we don't have to worry about that. Oh, it's really pretty out. Okay, back to work. The little roller is a million times easier.
Annoyingly, yes.
I should take off my jacket. Officially past sundown. Noel is still working on the roof. That's what that sound is. Got a second coat here, and I started working over here. I didn't film anything of me doing the kitchen just because I'm so tired. I was so tired, and I was like this. I don't know. Painting is painting. A pretty darn good progress today. Definitely noticing that this dark olive green that they had is definitely taking more coats to cover. But that's okay. We'll probably need about 3 coats total or so. But anyway, thinking about wrapping up for now and going off and making some dinner. And then Noel and I were talking about if we have the energy to come back out and start building this little bench area, which is going to be like our little breakfast nook, our eating nook, having a bench over here and then a bench that goes this way. Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching. Wherever you are in the world, I'm sending you my love.